So today is August 21st, 2017, and this is the day of the total solar eclipse that should be seen over most of the United States, or the lower 48, what they call contiguous 48. I don't know why. Why can't it be seen in Alaska? I don't know. It's supposed to be a very dramatic thing. And the weather is very benevolent in Seattle. That is the Columbia Tower. Columbia is a river that runs in the northwest. It's a big river. No, there's a song that goes with it. Oh, Columbia, shit like that. I don't want to be like that. I mean, I can't sing worth a damn. That's the sign. That's a sign of the green. That is the Smith Tower. Formerly the largest structure west of the Mississippi for quite a long time. So this is supposed to be the first total solar eclipse where the moon's shadow drifts over the sun, obscuring it for a few minutes, putting to the Red Queen 3 minutes of totality. It's supposed to be very dangerous to look at the eclipse when it's happening because it could cause damage to your retina, and which means you go blind. Which would, be kind of ironic because, watching something beautiful, supposedly beautiful, which causes you to go blind, which reminds me of Medusa. Medusa was a Greek figure in mythology, Greek mythology, that could turn men to stone. Now, I don't know if she could turn women to stone, but I could get stoned. So I was coerced by powers that I cannot describe to buy 4 vodka shooters yesterday, which I did buy for a cost of $5.53. I have them in my bag, but I'm not going to worry about why I did that. There of course, is the stranger, which I sometimes call the strangler. It has like a version of the eclipse on it. And the Seattle Weekly has a radioactive symbol under a cloud. Now, at some point, I made a report to the CIA, whom I work for, as an irregular, and underpaid, if not ill-paid, if not no-paid, operations officer, which means I'm not. Which means I'm a true spy. Like, there, you can't see me, can you? I can't even see me. It's all black. Yeah. People become, primitive people become concerned about the eclipse when it would occur, when they would see it. They thought something was eating the sun, the bearer of light. And in Shakespeare, it's actually a reference to an eclipse. I think in the Shakespearean vocabulary or phraseology, it's called the sun is referred to as the messenger of light, not the bearer of light. Now, Virgo is a sign in the astrological sense, a water bearer. I gotta make sure I drink enough water. If I don't, well, things happen tonight. Unpleasant things. There's the Smith Tower. And there's the Columbia Tower again. Anyway. Air Forces, I don't know what that is. But, you're supposed to have, like, shielded glasses. Well, you know, have something on your, in front of your eyes to keep the eclipse from hurting you. And as a child, we were advised to put a little hole in a box and then watch the eclipse simulated through the peephole in the box, which I tried one time. It was a partial eclipse. Now, according to what I've read, this is the first total solar eclipse has occurred in 99 years, the last one being 1918. Now, the Red Queen, who you know, is formerly a sleeper agent with KGB who came to America to do dirty deeds, and she's done well doing those dirty deeds, including some involvement with me, unpleasant things. She reports that it's 88 years, first eclipse in 88 years. She said that yesterday, which was Sunday, August. You may go forward now. Anyway, I wrote a story called Who the Double American Girl. In the story, Hannah Truly is now President of the United States. President Truly. She's, well liked in many circles, and in many circles not well liked. In fact, hated. There are frequent attempts to kill her. Now, the previous president in the story now was President Stilwell, who on his way to Camp David one time or another was shot down. This helicopter was shot down as it flew on from D.C. to Camp David. Now, I don't know what in the story, I don't remember, I didn't write down what caused him to be shot down and killed. It was reported, it was fake news, reported that he had a heart attack and died. But it could have been an anti-aircraft gun, commonly referred to as 88s, because they're 88 millimeters in their caliber. World War II, the Germans used 88s to knock out British tanks in northern Africa, which the British thought was, well, not sporting of them, but it was very effective. The 88 is very linear in its trajectory and very powerful when it hits its target. Normally they used to knock out aircraft, bombers and whatnot. But they can be employed for other things too. I've never actually seen it. I've seen video of Jane Fonda in Hanoi during the Vietnam War. When she went there to appease her supporters who felt that the United States was being awful and bad and whatnot. That's a fountain from the library. This is the infamous library. If you go to the library, you never come out. It's like the Roach Motel. Much like the Roach Motel. Checking out the Sonic. I have a library card. which I don't use. I don't owe any money to the library. I haven't even borrowed any books for a long time. I still have the library card. But the Red Queen reported to me yesterday via an email that it's been 88 years since the last total solar eclipse. Now, I thought that was odd. That's a difference of 11 years from the reports. Now, there was a report in the New York Times about a photographer who painted the eclipse as it was occurring in 1918. So it looks to me like it was 1918. Had to be 1918. So I think she was wrong. The Red Queen was incorrect. Yeah. But anyway. Oh, there's one other thing. Somebody, purportedly from Amherst, Massachusetts, who said they lived at 109 Main Street, Amherst, Massachusetts, 01002, that's the zip code, reportedly lost their Land Rover when they flew into SeaTac. And they went to the police station in Seattle to report the missing Land Rover. And anyway, they wrote a letter and they sent it to a friend of theirs in Seattle, a girlfriend of theirs. They said, this is their story they told. Oh, their girlfriend gave this letter to the mayor of Seattle. And when that, well, that was Mayor Murray. But anyway, what happened was, according to, well, reports, she went to a police station in like near downtown. Walked in one day after she couldn't find her Land Rover, and what happened was she went in, and then somebody said, "Are you here for the something or other?" And she didn't understand what I told her to say. But she just nodded because she figured there was no point in being an excuse about the whole thing. Well, they brought her into a room and had cakes, coffee, and all from Starbucks, by the way. And they gave her a number, gave her a name tag, and then they gave her a program. It was one of these. It was during Mayor McGinn's tenure as mayor. And she was there for a citizens discussion group on police activities. And every time she said something, they shut her down. This is according to the letter that she wrote. And I don't remember if I described, or she described it. I described in the letter what she said to me verbatim, because I figured there was no point in lying. And anyway, at the end, the facilitator offered to give her a certificate applauding her participation in the mayor's citizen advisory group, which she declined because she figured since he couldn't say anything, she couldn't contribute. There was no point. But she said that she felt that the homeless situation was awful, and this is what she reported to me that I wrote in the letter. And anyway, so then she said that she's been on from her distant perch in a distant dimension. I guess she lives in another dimension. Yeah, I wonder if she's actually not. She's not a real person. No, she is. But she said she came into Seattle for the purpose of visiting a friend who was dying from leukemia. Oh yeah, there's a movie called The Day They Were Stood Still, black and white. It's very good. It's about the cure for cancer that was lost because some army guy that had a trigger finger. When the guy popped out the cure for cancer, he popped off a shot and wounded this guy who was from outer space. But anyway, the long and short of it is that she felt that certain organizations, which she described as WAMs or WAPs, I don't know how she described them, were obviously constructing plans to make a case to get more money for purposes that she felt were criminal. And she wanted that someone to report it to the police. She would have reported it to the police there at that precinct. North Precinct? Someplace up by 8th Avenue and Virginia, I think. But anyway, that's all happened, and it was in the past. And oh, it was an event. A helicopter crashed into the Como Plaza. A TV helicopter, and I saw the smoke. I was walking over to Mary's place. This was on 9th and Stewart, and I saw these police coming out of this garage in this police station there close by, near the urban bus stop. And it turns out the helicopter crashed right into a car, killed the person in the car and also the pilot. But anyway, that's what it all was about. It has nothing to do with me or you or people having weapons, bombs, torches, the Olympics. Nothing. It has nothing to do with anything. It's Operations Officer, codename Call, asking you, do you feel lucky?